This is an LCM podcast supplementing our Advent devotional, continuing with faith. I'm Pastor John Lewis, and I will start with Hebrews 11, verse 1. Now, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. The Advent time, as you have heard, is a time to identify and deepen our faith, grounded in the past, present, and the future. Human beings are remarkably complicated, and we learn pretty early in our life how important faith is to our everyday life. When we first start off, we sort of believe everyone and everything. When someone says we're going to go get ice cream, we believe it. When someone says we're going to go to Disneyland, we're going to do it. But as we grow up, as we age, people start to not follow through on their promises. It may start with the parents or friends who say they're going to do something or not. And so we begin to guard ourselves after we get disappointed, after people may have hurt us by what we think is lying when they don't meet our expectations. We begin to doubt the people around us. See, this is where faith really takes a mature approach to life. And so when we go on, we know we have to trust others to live our life, but we start to do it in small ways. We give people small promises that they need to fulfill. And so before we share our life, before we put our life in other people's hands, we want to make sure that they'll do what they say, that they will be trustworthy. And so it takes a bit of courage, especially as we get older, to put our life in someone else's hands. Our job may depend on someone fulfilling what they said. Our family, their health, their prosperity may hinge on someone else's advice and ability to follow through. And so this just overall life skill, which is living in faith, obviously bleeds over into our relationship with God. And so faith lives in three different spaces. It lives in the past. And so we want a track record of a relationship that has shown that if someone makes a promise, if God makes a promise, that he is going to fulfill that. And so when God says, I'm going to send a Savior, Jesus, to come into this world in order to bring light into the darkness, this is part of our faith journey. And so during Advent, we look back on the promises that God has made, especially the birth of Jesus Christ, and see that he has fulfilled all those promises. And so God has this wonderful track record. And if you were to describe God, one can say he is a God of promises. And so he establishes that relationship with us, saying, yes, I will make a covenant with you, I will make promises with you, and I will deliver. And this is the time of year where we remember the expected weight of so many who had heard that promise, and then finally, the Lord Christ has been born. Faith lives in the present because we have to operate on faith every day. When we get up, we plan our day because we believe, we have faith the car will start when it's supposed to. We have faith that people will observe traffic law when we drive to work. We have faith that the computer will work, that the technology will work, that the people around us will do what they say they're going to do. Every day is filled with faithful decisions. And so when you are grounded in a God who's always fulfilled his promises, we can live today in a wonderful way. We can hear his word. We can pray to him. It's an active, moving, real-time experience. And so in Advent, in the present, we can receive the birth, meaning we can receive that light and celebrate his coming in our everyday life. And then faith also lives in the future, because Advent just isn't about the expected event, not just about the celebrating what has happened and is happening every day, but it's also about the future where God has promised to complete his work, restoring all creation. And so if he's done all of his promises in the past, if he is with you every day, filling you, and he can feel his presence at times, walking you through the day, then we can certainly then have faith that he will do what he's going to do into the future. See, this is what courage is. This is what maturing in the faith is. And so Advent is this beautiful time to remember that our faith remembers the past, it is mindful of the future, and it is lived out every day through the promises of God in our life. Read through the devotional, deepen your understanding of God's wonderful, loving relationship with you. And I would just like to end by saying, God bless your Advent journey.